Hey guys, good evening all. I've shared my screen. Can one confirm? Can see my screen, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
So
sir.
thanks for confirming. Uh, so the last session I was taking induction for the new batch people. Okay, as part of the induction, guys, I have explained what is full stack technologies and what is the content of Java full stack developer and what is a roadmap. Everything I have explained, right? So from today onwards, we will be starting a DBMS. Okay. So I'll try to give you the complete context of why we need to go with databases and all from scratch today. But before that, just I want to hear these answers from you. So what in by a full stack developer tech stack, guys? What is full stack developer tech stack? Nothing but I was asking what technologies a full stack developer need to learn it. This is a question actually. Anyone? What do you need to learn first? Hey, if you remember anything,
Front
that's
end,
fine
sir.
too. Correct.
Front
So
end, back
first,
end.
Front
you
end,
learn
back
something.
end, database.
Right. So you should learn front end, and then you should learn something, back end technologies. Right. So front end technologies, as I already explained, you should learn some basic technologies, basic technology stack, and some advanced technology stack also you need to learn it. So in basic technologies, what are and all you need to learn it, guys?
HTML, CSS.
Correct. HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Okay, this is all basic technologies. In advanced technologies, kind of
React,
frameworks.
Angular, Vue,
Correct. React or Angular
Angular,
or
Vue.
Vue.js, you have to learn it. You're right. This all about the front end. And let's talk about something the back end, guys. Yeah, in the back end, there are two languages you have to learn. Hope you recall. Hope you recall. Two languages you have to learn. Okay. One is the programming language. Hope you remember one more. Guys, one more. Two language you need to learn.
Database.
Database.
You should say query mark. Right. So your programming language nothing but you selected Java here and query nothing but both I'll be explaining both SQL and NoSQL. Both I'll be explaining, guys. So this is a complete chart. Everybody should remember. Backend nothing but two languages, programming and query. And the purpose of programming languages, anybody recall? Did anybody recall? What is the purpose of learning programming language? No. Strange. Alright, we can write some server-side logics, right? At least anybody recall what is my server-side logics? By any chance?
Validation, OTP.
Correct. So OTP creation, OTP sending, right? Check whether your mobile number exists there with database or not. Everything, we have to call as server-side logics only. Now, guys, tell me what you will do by learning the query languages. This is also I explained yesterday.
To perform CURD operations.
Yes, simple. You should say perform CRUD operations, right? CRUD operations. And other than these two guys, front end and back end, what else you need to have a knowledge?
DevOps.
Correct. So DevOps. So what DevOps people will do generally?
Take source code from front end and back
Will
end to
deploy
deploy
the
the code in the
Nice,
top.
nice. So what they do is they deploy the front end code, they deploy the front end code and back end code, back end code in in cloud machines, guys. Simply we can say. And who will provide the cloud machines? Vendors.
Amazon.
If Amazon provides, we call it as AWS, right? If Amazon provides on rental basis, and then if Microsoft will gives Azure,
Oracle.
Azure. right? If Google gives, it's a GCP. Okay, guys, I'll repeat. This clouds, hope you remember, they're available on rental basis, right? If you want to purchase from Amazon company, yeah, the cloud platform we call it as Amazon Web Services. And if this machine you want to buy from Microsoft company, yeah, then they can call that the cloud is Azure. And if that machine you want to buy from Google, then the cloud we have to call it as GCP. So this is what DevOps guys do. They take our front end and back end code and they'll do deploy into this machine. So once they deployed, only customer can access this application. Guys, this is something what a full stack developer tech stack, guys. Full stack developer tech stack. I hope everyone clear on it. So from today onwards, I'll be explaining this portion. I'll be explaining this portion. So if you ask me, sir, what is the percentage of this query languages as part of your full stack? I can say, guys, this is heart of your server-side logics. I'll repeat. I can say this query language is nothing but heart of your server-side logics. I can explain you one thing. Java create a random OTP. Okay, a random OTP. You'll get OTP now. Using Java language, will create a OTP. Now, that OTP sent to your mobile number, no? Before it's sending to your mobile number, before it's sending to your mobile number, let's say your mobile number is 98490 and you got this OTP. Just imagine this is your OTP. Now, these details will be saved in a table called something, OTPs. OTPs, this is a table. And here you have a something, phone number, and the OTP. Yeah, I'll repeat one more time. Java create this random OTP and save it into a table called OTPs. And yeah, with the two columns. So the saving is nothing but, yeah, your query language will come into the picture. Now, one more use case I'll explain. In a form, when you enter this OTP, Java logic should check whether OTP that you entered and the created OTP same or not, right? Okay, using Java, we can check whether whatever OTP that you entered and whatever OTP is already created in DB, both are same or not. That's done by Java, right? And there again, Java need help of this query language to get what earlier OTP was created it. So again, Java is depend on SQL to get the data. Guys, this is all, the combination of Java and SQL. Okay, so you cannot directly talk with Java with SQL. These are two languages, no? Okay, these are two languages, right? Let's say only Telugu. Okay, let's say only Telugu and I know only English. And if you want to communicate, there's no chance, right? You have to take in a mediator. And that mediator guy should know both languages, correct? Similarly, Java is a language, okay? And SQL is also one language. Both cannot communicate each other, guys. There is no chance. In between Java and SQL, there's a concept called JDBC. That's very old. On top of it, we have Hibernate. That is also a little bit outdated now. Now we have a Spring Data JPA. That's hot cake in the market. So I'll repeat, JDBC is very old. On top of we have Hibernate. On top of it, we have Spring Data JPA now to make the communication within your Java code with SQL code. Okay, so if you ask me, sir, how much the effort I have to make here, guys, how much effort you are putting onto the Java, the same number of effort you have to keep in SQL as well. Okay, Durga Prasad, FP12, can you go mute? Yeah, I know, guys, intentionally won't do, but sometimes. And I can see your names with your BTech rule numbers. It's very strange. And I can see one of guy name is 11. Yeah, yesterday I was repeated this. Please edit your names. Okay, just write your name and with batch number so that I can note your name and give it to Rakesh sir. I mean, for placement pools. if you are, giving good response to me in the classes. So please edit your names quickly. Okay, and I could see some BTech hall ticket number is there. Oh, yeah, please edit it. Okay, guys, whatever I have explained so far, all good? It's just, revision that what I covered so far. All good?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Nice, nice. Guys, I can see your thumbs up symbols. So if you quickly acknowledge, then I can understand that, we are on same page. Okay, we are on, same page. Okay. Yeah, nice. Let's get into the things, guys, the database introduction today. DBMS introduction today. So maybe I'll start from very scratch actually. So in C language, okay, in C language, if you want to store an employee ID 101, if you want to store an employee ID 101, what you'll do, you'll create a variable like this, right? You will create a variable like this, and you declare this variable something, integer type, correct? Right? This is what you do. And if you want to declare an employee salary like 45,000, some point, some 00, in C language I'm talking about, and this is, your employee salary, right? Employee salary, right? So if you want to store this kind of data in C language, yeah, you'll use a data type called something, float, correct? And similarly, if you want to store an employee, grade, let's say they are giving grade. Actually, I should not say, the grade. I should say something, some badge. We call it as badge, A badge, B badge. Yeah, we call it as. Then you will be taking something, a character variable. Okay, let me take a variable as something, badge. So let's say this is something, A badge. Okay, if it is a single character, you'll write this way, char data type. And if you really want to go with, a name of the employee, if you want to store, then guys, you'll be taking an array and you have to mention the size. You have to mention, the size like this. And in array representation, guys, you have to declare it. Let's say the employee name is something, Ram. Yeah, this way, you can represent your data, right? This way, you can represent your data. This is something, in C language, guys, what I was discussing about. In C, there is no string. If you want to store multiple characters, yeah, you should take a array help and you have to store it. Is that make sense what I covered so far? Can I get some thumbs up symbols in the chat, please? Quick. Guys, I was not in under impression that you already have some knowledge on databases. I was explaining from basic. If really you feel it's difficult, please let me know. Okay. Yeah. Thanks. I could see multiple thumbs up symbol. Nice. And I could see some heart symbols also. Oh, nice, buddy. Okay, this is something, C, right? And sir, what about Java? If you want to store the data in Java, what you will do it? Guys, let's discuss this about it. What is EMP ID, EMP salary, EMP badge? What is EMP name? All are what? All are what?
Variables.
Anyway,
Variables.
Variable
nice,
names.
nice. So what you are
Variables.
doing? Yeah, for data storage, you are taking help of something, variables. Okay, in C language, or it could be something, C++, or Java, or it could be, Python. Okay, for data storage, guys, you'll be taking help of variables. So here are all variables. Now, if I write this code in a C language, if I write this code in this C language, and if I write some printfs, guys, if I write some printfs, in printfs, I can print employee ID, employee salary, employee, badge, employee badge. Okay, if I print something, employee badge, and once if I print it, if I close that window, if I close the Turbo C window, after closing that window, will you get the data back? That's my question. You close that window, you close the Turbo C, and you restarted your machine. After you restart machine, will you get this data back?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No.
No, sir.
This is everyone
No,
clear,
sir.
right?
No,
So this
sir.
is something,
No, sir.
yes. So this is something, guys, a temporary data storage, correct? This is something, a temporary data storage. Temporary. 1 second, guys. 1 second. Sorry guys, I'm back. Okay, so what I was discussing here, yeah, once if you write this code in C or CPP or Java or Python, once you restart your machine, you won't get this data back, correct? That's what I was discussing. But in C language or in CPP or Java, we have a one more mechanism, guys. I'm not sure how many of you know this. There's a topic called something, files. In all the languages, guys. In all the languages, we have a concept called something, files. Okay. In C language, we have a files. Okay. So maybe hope you recall, you will create a file this way. File, you should write some pointer variable. Hey, don't ask me to explain this code, please. Okay. And then we should do something, like this. We call a function called fopen. Okay. And yeah, we'll create some file name. The file name something employee.txt. And we can open this file something, in a mode like, read or write mode. This way, we start the code, guys. Now, if we create a file this way, and if I write the data, guys, this is, we can say something, permanent data storage. Okay, in C, CPP, Java, in all the technologies, guys, in all the languages, we have a concept called something, files, undoubtedly. So now write a C program, okay? Write a C program and create a file and write this all employee details. Write this all employee details in a file. Yeah, we have a flexibility to write it. Then you can close the file, you can shut down the system, you can restart it. Even after you restart also, if you open this employee.txt, still you can see this ID, salary, badge, and name, everything we can see in employee.txt. That's what I was saying, it's a permanent data storage area. That's, the files. And if you really get confused, what is my file? Just imagine a simple notepad. Right? Notepad. The notepad is nothing but a file. And once you write anything, if you save it, that permanently saved into the secondary memory, right? Nothing but our hard disk, correct? Secondary memory, nothing but a hard disk, right? That's, guys, the permanent data storage area. So what I want to summarize, the first topic today, data storage types. The first topic today, guys, data storage type. We do have two types of data storages, and no matter in any language you can go, any language you can go. We have a temporary data storage and we have a permanent data storage. Temporary data storage, we generally refer, variables and objects generally. But permanent data storage, we use something, files. See, this is I written in C code. If you have a knowledge on Python or Java, yeah, if you are Java, yeah, you have to wait for a chapter called something, IO streams. In IO streams only, you can understand these files. I hope everyone clear up to here without any queries. Can I get some thumbs up symbols, please? Okay, nice, nice. I could see. Yeah, good amount of thumbs up symbol. Okay, nice. Okay. So let's talk about something, now. Yeah, we are okay with now, to store the data in files. Now you decided, right? We are okay to store the data in files. Now first, yeah, we'll taking employee ID and let's say employee name, and then let's say employee salary. Okay, I'll remove this prefix anyhow. Yeah, so let's say salary and let's say something, grade, guys. So I'll be taking something, generally we can call grade or we can say something, brand. Sorry, I'm sorry. It's a band, we call it as A1 band, A2 band, or A band, B band. Like that, employees will be categorized based on their experience. Okay, this band will be decided. Okay, right. So, so what I was talking about now, yeah, in files, you can store the data this way. Now, guys, the file extension definitely you can consider, .txt only. Okay, the file extension you can see .txt only. Now, let me write some data here. So I'll be writing some data. 101 is an employee ID. Okay, and yeah, Harish is an employee name, and Sal is 45,000.00, and the band is A. This is good data, right? This is good data. Now let's create one more data this way. Let's create one more employee data this way. Now tell me, guys, intentionally, if I create this data, is this txt file, nothing but your notepad file, will give any error that, array, you should not create duplicate? Do you really think that this notepad file give an error back?
No, sir.
Right. Nice, nice. So there is no chance that this notepad file will give a error back and saying something, array, this employee, this row is already exist. It means the first drawback with the file is, okay, the first drawback with the file system is, duplication is allowed. Duplicate, I should say, rows are allowed. Okay, duplicate rows are allowed. I think this is makes sense, everyone. Duplicate rows are allowed. Now, one more thing is, let's say I'm filling one more employee detail, saying 102, and I forgot to give the name. Okay, and I forgot to give the salary also, but I given a band. I given a band. Now, guys, see, I have not given a name. Name is a blank. I have not given a salary. Name is also blank. Blank in the sense in a programming we have to consider as null. Okay, okay. The empty nothing but we should say something. It's a blank. Okay. Now definitely, guys, your notepad file will not throw error back saying something. Array, empty data should not allow. Yeah, it will not show any error. So the second point that I want to tell here about the files, okay, it allow empty values. Empty nothing but yeah, null values you should say it. Okay. This is something, one more challenge is with the files, guys. Sorry, I could see, enable the chat. Hey, I can see your message, man. You just messaged me. Could you please enable chat? Yeah, you can directly, ask your queries. Okay, I can read your chat messages. Okay, yeah. So I hope everyone clear on, whatever the context I was explaining now. Now let's get into the third thing. Now, assume guys, I given a band here. Okay, I given a band here, and here I was giving something, salary this way. And here, guys, I was giving a name. And here, guys, I was supposed to giving something employee ID. Strange, right? Sir, why are you giving this data this way? Yeah, that's what my point here is. If you declare ID, your expectation was, all should be numbers. If you given a name, your expectation should be something, all alphabets. But I given this data by mistakenly. Okay. But since, if I'm given this data by mistakenly, still your file, cannot throw an error. Correct? So that's what, guys, I was talking about. ID is, let's focus on this. 101 is data, which is talking about the ID, correct? 45,000 is data, which is talking about something, salary of a person. Harish is a data which is talking about something, name of the employee, right? First thing, if you see, guys, the first row which I mentioned, ID, name, salary, right? All are, we have to call it as metadata. Programmatically, guys, we have to call it as metadata. And this is all, guys, you have to call it as data. This is all you have to call it as data. So this is data, this is also data, okay? And this is also data. This all, guys, we have to consider something, data only. Now, if you ask me what is the difference between data and metadata nothing but it talk about the data. A is a data, metadata is talking about what is A. A is a band, right? A is band. That's what it is summarizing you guys. Okay, right. So this is what I was explaining here. The third point that I want to declare here is in files metadata wait metadata cannot be maintained, guys. Metadata cannot be maintained. Metadata in the sense, if you read salary, it should allow only, number and float numbers. But see, your notepad file allows some alphanumeric also. Alphabets also. And if you declare a band as character, it should allow single character. But see, your notepad file allowing some numbers also. That's what, my point here is metadata cannot be maintained. This is, one more challenge with the file space. Okay. I hope everyone is following. And if you really feeling if you really want to ask something, please use the chat box always. Okay. Yeah. And let's talk about, a few more things, guys. If I create this .txt file on a desktop, anybody can open it, correct? Anybody can open it. Sir, remember anybody. Yeah. In real time, guys, once a laptop is given to you, your laptop, I mean, they'll give you some access, right? LAN access, right? If they give a LAN access means they can see everything that whatever you're doing in your machine, correct? It means in a LAN, yeah, everybody can access your desktop. Assume this .txt file is created on the desktop and someone by mistakenly did shift delete, guys. Okay, by mistakenly, they did the shift delete. Then we can say there is no recovery. Yeah, there is no recovery. Once the file is deleted, like, shift delete, no one can recover it. So files, we cannot recover the data back. Okay, we cannot revert the data. We cannot, revert the data back. I think I got a question. So can you explain about metadata? Yeah, I'll repeat again. See, Harish is a data. It's a raw data, right? And if you see Harish, it's talking about a name, right? Name of an employee. Similarly, guys, if you see A is a it's a data, and which is talking about, band of an employee. Okay, band of an employee. So what you expect, name is nothing but all should be, alphabets, correct? Band is nothing but what you expect, again, single alphabet you can expect, correct? And salary means what you expect, you can expect, numbers, correct? But here, if you see, yeah, in salary place, I was storing some alphabets. It's allowed. Nothing but whatever the metadata we declared, with that metadata, we are not getting the fulfilled data. It's not a fulfilled data, right? So that's what I was talking about this. Okay. I hope you guys are clear now what is my metadata and why this point I have mentioned here is. Okay. And let's talk about, one more use case, guys. Let's say on the same use case now, if this txt file you are keeping in a desktop, okay, everybody in your team can access that file. Everybody can access it. Access in the sense they can modify also. Everybody can open and anybody can modify also. But what if there's a sensitive information? Okay, what if there's just sensitive information? So we should not give access to everybody to open, right? Nothing but there is no security for your notepad files. That's what I was talking about here. So no recovery and no security for your files, guys. Okay, I think this is clear, everyone. If anyone delete by mistakenly, you're going to get the data back, and there's no security. Anybody can open it. That's what no security for this data. And also, I want to give you one more use case now. Let's say 104 employee, and let's say the name is Venu. Okay, and salary is let's say something 10,000, and band is something C. Okay, band is something C, and let me take one more data. Let's say 5. Ganesh, let's say 12,000. Same C grade I given. Okay. Now, guys, the requirement is no, the manual requirement I was telling. The manual requirement. I want to show all the employees. I want to retrieve all employees whose salary below 15,000. Whose salary below 15,000. So if it is a notepad file, what you will do? You'll go to the first row and check whether salary is below 15,000 or not. Yeah, it's not 15,000, right? So you can ignore this row. You'll come to the second row now and check the salary. Again, you can ignore this row. Like that, all rows you'll use it. When control comes here, yeah, here guys, if you check the 10,000, yeah, it's a below 15,000, right? Now this row, guys, you can consider. And this row also you can consider. So what you're doing here, you're doing a retrieval operations, right? You're doing something, a retrieve operation, right? Let's say this employee.txt has 1 lakh rows. Okay. This employee.txt has, 1 lakh employee details. Now I want to show all employees whose employee salary is, below 15,000. Guys, this kind of visiting, you're visiting each row now. This kind of visiting, guys, you have to do, 1 lakh times only. And wherever it is matching, that matching rows, guys, you have to pick it, correct? Just imagine how much process it will take. I mean, how much time it will take. Lot of time it will take, right? So to retrieve a specific row, Okay, in a notepad files, it will take a lot of time, guys. And let me quickly take you one more use case now. The use case is I want to give a bonus of, okay, I want to give a bonus of 2000. I want to give a bonus of 2000 for all employees whose salary is below 13,000. Whose salary is below 13,000, I want to give the 2K bonus. So what you will do again? You'll go to the first row, and this is not eligible for this because it's not below 13K. This is also not eligible, but this is eligible, right? If it is eligible, what you will do? You will take your old salary, okay, and for the old salary you will add 2K. Nothing but after adding 2K, it will become 12K. Guys, like this, nothing but update, right? You are doing like this, you are doing update, right? And this update also, guys, you have to do again, 1 lakh times. Okay, so what I want to summarize here, if it is your notepad file, if you want to do operation like retrieve and update, if you want to do operation like retrieve and update, okay, so much of time, guys, it will take it, right? So that's, the one more drawback I should say. That is something, uh, retrieval, retrieval and updation of specific data is very difficult to get it. Very difficult to get it. It means all the rows, guys, you have to all the rows, you have to visit it. Then only you can get the data, correct? So yeah, maybe I can say something, updating of specific data is very difficult. And also, I hope this is clear, everyone, this point. And also, let me take you one more thing, guys. In a one notepad file, how many employees data we can store? 10, 10,000, 10 lakhs? How much data we can store? Maximum, guys, I think you can store, maybe, 10 MB, 10 MB data also you can store it. But what on beyond? Yeah, you cannot store the data into something, text files. Nothing but huge amount of data. Okay, huge amount of data. Huge amount of data cannot be maintained. Cannot be maintained. This cannot be maintained. So this is something, one more challenge with the files. Huge amount of data you cannot maintain it. I think as everyone is following, I believe huge amount of data cannot be maintained in the files. Now one more thing, guys. So far, I explained employee ID, name, salary, band. Let's say I want to store employee Aadhaar card also. Okay, I want to store Aadhaar card also. Okay, and I want to store employee photo also. Okay, and I want to store, an employee sample video file also. And video in the sense, yeah, maybe he's, introduction video. I want to store his, introduction video also. Guys, if you see the first four, all are textual informations, correct? Textual information, right? Could be a number or, alphabets. But Aadhaar card is, a PDF file, correct? Or a .jpg. And your photo is, again, JPG. Your video nothing but, MP4, correct? Sir, is this TXT file? Can store these documents and audios, videos, images? No, they cannot store it, guys. So that's, one more challenge. So file cannot store unstructured data, guys. Unstructured data. Unstructured data nothing but other than files. Other than text. Other than text, yeah, you cannot store the data inside the files, guys. That is, one more challenge with the files. Okay. I think this also makes sense, everyone. This also makes sense, everyone. Guys, any queries up to here? All good? Can I get some thumbs up symbols? All good? Okay. Nice. Let's come back and let me explain you one more use case now. There's a one more text file, I was considering here. That is something, employee bands. Okay, there's a one more, the notepad file I was considering something, employee bands. And here, guys, we have a something, band ID. I mean, band. And what is the salary criteria? What is, a minimum salary criteria and, a maximum salary criteria. Okay. Let's say for A band, a salary, minimum salary should be something, 40,000. Okay. And a maximum salary, yeah, they can say something, 50,000, guys. And there is a, one more band B. Yeah, minimum salary is something, 30,000. And let's say, the maximum is 40,000. And let's say the C, minimum salary is something, 10,000, and the maximum is something, 30,000. Okay, this is something, a one more, employee band, guys. Okay, I think this is also up to here. This is also, I think everyone clear on it. Now, let me show you interesting now. Now I'll be introducing one more employee here. Employee ID is 106. Okay, and yeah, the name is, let's say something, Junaid. Now, guys, I'll be giving a salary something, yeah, 13,000. I given something salary 13,000, and I given a band is something, D. In company, there is no D, because in this table also you can see only three bands are there. But what I did, I given a band D to Junaid. But in this table, we don't have, the D band. There is no D band exist in this table. Whenever you are giving the band, to an employee, that band should be exist in this employee band's text file, guys. Now, if I give this D band to the Junaid, is this notepad file given error? Hey, do you really think that, this is one more notepad file, right? There's one more notepad file. So what I was talking about, if this bands are written in one notepad file and employees are written in one more notepad file, and if we give this a wrong band, is this notepad will show an error? Will it show the error?
No, sir.
Oh, no,
No.
no, no.
No,
So it's
sir.
blindly allowed, right? It's blindly allowed. You're absolutely correct. So what I was talking about, guys, your employee bands is a parent table and your employee is a child table. Sir, how you are confirming? Yeah, see, in employee bands we written a band IDs, right? Band names, right? And that bands only we are giving to the employee. So this data is exist in a first table called employee band. So we have to say this is a parent table. And employee table using that bands, right? I mean, assigning the bands to the individual employee, right? So we can say something, this employee table is a child. I'll repeat, this is a parent table, this is a child table. Since the child table is using the parent data. Okay, since the parent table is, using the child data. So in this context, okay, in this context, guys, one second. Yeah, in this context, guys, we can say, yeah, we can say something, relationship cannot be maintained between the files. Okay. Yeah, between the files, guys. This is something, I was talking about, guys. So these are all challenges with the files. Guys, earlier my session was started something, data storage types. So I have explained you initially we store the data in variables and objects, but they're all temporary. As soon as you close the program, you cannot get the data back. And if you want to get the data back, yeah, in all the languages, we have a concept called something of files. Yeah, using files, we can store the data permanently. But since we are using the files concept to store the data, this many limitations are there. This many limitations are there. So to address this, okay, to address this all, okay, we used a concept called something, databases. We used a concept called something, database. So simply, if you know database concept, okay, if you start learning databases, this all the the challenges we can overcome. I hope everyone clear why we have to go for databases to store the data in real time. Does that make sense? Can I get some thumbs up symbols, please? Okay, nice, nice. I could see multiple, acknowledgements here. Okay, now you have it out. So how this, how this problems will, shall overcome in databases. Guys, in databases, okay, in databases, if you don't want to allow duplicate, if you don't want to allow, duplicate, you'll use a constraint called something, unique. You'll use a concept called something unique. So unique is a one constraint. Okay, unique, is a one constraint. Unique is a one constraint. What it will do is it cannot allow duplicate rows. Hey, this is a day one. You need not to buy hard disk, please. Okay, just I'm giving you heads up because in future programming also you'll be learning and will be practicing so many times this. Just make a note, yeah, that there's a constraint called unique. With that, we can avoid the duplicate rows. We can avoid the duplicate rows. Similarly, guys, there's a one more constraint called something, not null. Okay, there's a one more keyword is there, like, not null constraint. Yeah, guys, it cannot allow. Okay, it cannot allow empty or null values. It strictly cannot allow empty values. Similarly, we have a concept called some data types in SQL. Okay, we have a concept called data types. So what is data types? Data types are allowed to maintain the metadata. Yeah, guys, metadata can be maintained through data types. Yeah, in SQL, we have a number, we have a float, we have a varchar, right? These are all data types, guys. With these data types, we can achieve the metadata can be maintained. And here, this is interesting, right? Sir, if something is deleted by mistakenly, how to get the data back? Yeah, we do have something, rollback. Okay, and we do have something, save point. Okay, with this, guys, if you by mistakenly, if you do anything changes, yeah, we can get the data back. So we can say have a recovery, have a recovery of the data. Similarly, guys, if you want to achieve, the security, okay, there's a concept called something, authentication and authorization. Okay, authentication and authorization. So there's a two concepts will be there. There's a two concepts will be there. Authentication, nothing but you should give a proper database name and proper database password. Proper database name and proper database password. Then only you can open the database, guys. Otherwise, you are not allowed to, do the database. Have a security with the hot concept called authentication. Authentication, nothing but providing a proper username and proper database password. Now, authorization in the sense, guys, in your engineering college, do you have a direct access to your vice chairman? Since you have an ID card, you have a
Yes, sir.
direct access vice chairman or something, some CEO level? No, no, right?
No,
Yeah, you have an ID card, but that ID card has privileges. Nothing but you have a access. You have a limited access to the rooms. Not every room in your college, correct? That's what something authorizing is talking about. Authorization, nothing but guys, you have a permission to do something, and you do not have a permission to do something. That kind of permissions we can give and we can remove it by with the help of commands of grant and revoke. So grant and revoke are the commands, okay, which will allow you to do something authorization less. So that is something we have a security, okay. And the next thing is retrieval and update. You remember I explained the two use cases. I want to get the employees below 50 and I want to give a bonus of 2,000 to all employees whose salary is below 15,000. So here, guys, if you want to do retrieval or update of a specific data, it's very easy. Okay, it's very easy or very simple by running a single query, guys. By running something, a single query. I know, guys, you don't know what is the query, but yeah, this is a query will be run it, guys. Select start from employees where salary is less than 15,000. Yeah, this is actually the query will be run. And the beauty of your SQL queries, it's almost equal to your English language. 80% all queries will be almost similar to your English. See, select star means all. Okay, select all from employees hey, select star from all employees, mean it will show 1 lakh rows if the 1 lakh rows are exist. But I need salaries whose salary is below 15,000. And this is something, kind of filtering we can do. So if we add that filter, now this select star means it will filter the rows and filtered rows only you will get it. So what I was summarizing here, retrieval and update, okay, of specific data is very easy by running a single query like this. This is something, guys, retrieval and retrieval and updation is very simple. Even if you want to update, you have to write something, update query actually. Now let's talk about a huge amount of data. Yeah, guys, huge amount of data can be maintained. In MBs, you can store, okay. After KB, kilobytes, you have a megabytes, you have a megabyte. After megabytes, hey guys, after megabyte,
Gigabyte.
Gigabytes.
okay. After gigabytes,
Terabyte.
nice,
Terabytes.
terabyte. Next, petabyte.
Terabyte.
Petabyte. Then you have something, yottabyte. Then you have something, zettabyte. So if you go with the database services, they can store the data in MBs, GBs, and terabytes also. Okay, that's all about, the amount that how much you are paying it with that. Okay. You remember in the beginning of session, I explained, we'll take some systems on rental. Okay. So how much, the RAM you required, how much data storage you required. Based on your need, the charges will be applied. Okay. And let's talk about this now. Yeah, guys, it can store your unstructured data as well. You can store unstructured data as well using, there's a data type called something, blob, guys. Yeah, other than text also you can store it. So other than text in the sense, you remember a PDF, image, audio, video, everything you can store using a data type called blob. Blob stands for byte large objects. Blob stands for byte large objects. So using a blob, you can store any type of data like images, audios, videos, anything you can store it. A use case you can remember in your Naukri, the day one when you are applying for a job, it will ask you to upload your resume, right? So your resume will be, docx or PDF, right? So in database point of view, okay, your document will be converted into bytes, your image will be converted into bytes, your video is converted into bytes and stored into the databases. That's what this blob is talking about. And one more last thing I want to explain here. There's a constraint called something, foreign key. Okay. So what this foreign key constraint will do is, this foreign key constraint, okay, it can establish the relationship between two tables, guys. A relationship can be maintained between the tables, not files. We should say something, tables. Okay. So this is something, what I want to show you guys. Yeah, using foreign key. Hey, don't buy hard this all, please, because as they're all, one by one, we will be learning it. But what I want to summarize, through files also you can store data, but this might limitations will be there. Then that's the reason, guys, we'll be going for a concept called databases. Okay. And here one more important point I want to tell. Okay. File can store data in textual information, right? Textual information, right? Whereas database can store the data in tabular format, guys.
Table format.
No, correct. In a tabular format. Again, table is nothing but, I'm sure you can imagine this. A table is nothing but,
Rows
it
and
can be
columns.
stored the data. Correct. Yeah, the data will be stored, in row and column fashion. This is everyone should have a knowledge on it. So if you really don't know what is tabular format, you remember there's a Excel is there in MS Office. Excel. Right? So that's, the best example I can consider to understand what is a table format of data. Okay. Guys, all good so far, whatever I explained? Can I get some thumbs up or heart symbols, please? Oh, am I going very fast? Wait, I could see some racket symbol. Is it? Hey, am I going very fast, guys? Please let me know. No? Okay.
Thank you, sir. Bye, sir.
Bye. Hey, I can read your name, man, here. Don't say bye again. Okay? Okay, I can see your name. I was not wind-upping the session. Wait, man. Just I was taking your acknowledgement. Okay. So the today's session, at the end of session, you should know why we have to go for a databases. Initially, where we store the data? Through a program. Through a program, guys, through a program, through a program, we can store the data permanently through files. That's legacy approach. That's a legacy approach. But nowadays, we are storing the data in the form of something, databases. And you should know the reason. The reason is this. If you go with databases, this many advantages will be there, guys. This many, advantage will be there. Okay. I think this all, I hope everyone clear it. And whatever I was explaining here, yeah, whatever, I was explaining here, yeah, maybe I can spend, more 2 minutes to you just to summarize. Don't quit, please. Wait. I want to summarize this, right? Yeah. Guys, here just imagine something, this is your Java application. Okay. Hey, your Java application, nothing but it will start with, something, import statements and writing something, classes, right? Hey, sir, I don't know what is Java code. No worry. At least you know what is import statement, right? If it is a Java program, we'll write classes. Okay, we'll write interfaces, we'll write enums, and so many things you will do it. This, your Java application, guys. As I just now explained, guys, as I just now explained, your data will be stored in a tabular format. So this is something, a tabular format of data, correct? This is something, a tabular format of data, right? Tabular format of data. Guys, if you want to create a table like this, left side, can you see? You written some code now. Yeah, I was saying something, this is code or something, statement, right? I think there's no confusion to everyone, right? So if you want to do something, maybe remember in the beginning I explained OTP creation. OTP creation. For OTP creation, you have to write some Java code. This kind of Java code you will write it. A code is nothing but statement, correct? Similarly, guys, once OTP is created, it has to save into the DB, right? It has to save into the DB. I mean, it has to be saved into the table, and the table name says something, table is something, passcodes. Yeah, I was taking, the table name something, passcodes, nothing but which will store some OTPs. Hey, just guess, it is showing some OTPs. Okay, so maybe we can say something, OTP ID. Okay, and here we can say something, for which phone number, and guess here exact whatever the OTP is. What is the OTP is there? To create this table with these three columns, okay, we have to write some code, and this is a kind of, guys, you have to write the code. The code is something, like this, guys, you have to write it. I'll repeat, guys, I clearly mention here, maybe I can make something, a green color box for you. I was talking about this one, guys. This is a code in Java. The same way I was talking about, this is also kind of a code in, yeah, this is also a code in, this is Java language, right? This is query language. That is Java language, right? This is something, a query language. Yeah, in query language, your code will be this way, guys. Create table in like this. Now, as I explained in the beginning, is your Java statement understandable to query language? In the beginning, I explained. Telugu and English scenario. Guys.
No, sir.
No, right. Java language cannot understand your query language, and query language statements cannot understandable by the Java. Then, sir, how a communication is established? That's what your JDBC come into the picture. That's what your Hibernate is coming to the picture. That's what, your Spring data JP come into the picture. Guys, this all heads up I was giving you today, because if you don't know what is SQL, okay, if you don't know what is SQL, you cannot do this kind of activities. Now, if you know this JDBC, Hibernate or Spring, yeah, you can talk to Java app with your query languages, and vice versa, guys. You can do it. Vice versa, guys. You can do it. And here, what I want to suggest here, your JDBC is very old, but that doesn't mean that you should not learn it. You should learn it. You should learn it. And the order of learning thing, guys. First, you learn JDBC. Okay. First you learn JDBC, then Hibernate, then Spring Data JPA. And this all again a piece of Java code only. That's what the summary that I want to give it to today. Okay. And from tomorrow onwards, will be start the installation of softwares and all. That's all for today. Tomorrow we'll see the continuation. Okay. Any queries?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, then. Yeah. Bye, guys. Then. Good night.
Thank you, sir.